And yeah, I think you're off to the side just a little bit. If we can just
try to fix that here.
Yeah, you're the center of my universe. I don't think you should be center. Not center of the thing. First of all, I'd like everyone to know I'm a feminist. Welcome to the Reed. Welcome to the Reed Family Podcast, episode 1.
How's that? Is that better?
It's great.
You're getting cut off.
No, a little bit. God, kind of. As center as it could be. That's better. That's much better. That's cool. That's cool.
Excellent.
I'm very well
Namaste.
lit.
That's your eye line.
I'm so lit. Is that my eye line? Am I looking at the camera now?
No. Yes.
Am I looking at my direct? Okay, cool. Yeah. Welcome to the Reed Family Podcast, everybody. Episode 1, if you can't tell. This is episode 1 of the Reed Family Podcast. My name is Mike Reed.
Hello, I am JC Reed.
And we are a married couple. And we've been married now for, I want to say we're coming up on 6 years.
Yes.
In 2026, so it's February 2026.
Because we got married in 2020.
Yeah.
So we can always tell how long we've been married, which makes it convenient.
We got married in the middle of the apocalypse. Good times. Good times. And so yeah, we're gonna do this. We've never podcast before. I have a small, un poquito social media following on the TikTok app, now owned by Palantir. No, Oracle. Sorry, now owned by Oracle.
We watch you while you sleep.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, didn't know that.
You're making a list, checking it twice.
Somebody is.
Gonna find out who they're sending to IC.
I see. Oh man, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, yeah, this is the Reed Family Podcast, and we're not really sure what we're doing. We're just doing it. And the idea of the Reed Family Podcast, we're gonna talk about everything from pop culture to politics, everything that kind of affects our family and yours. And we're just trying something new.
See, our goal is to bring on family members slowly but surely, so you can meet the whole Reed family. We think it'll be a really fun thing to do. So that way. Yeah, because our family is like everyone else's family, but maybe just a little bit crazier. So
maybe just a little bit crazier. I guess we'll start with kind of the story of us.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a good place to start.
Yeah, we met. Do you remember the year we met?
2019.
I'm always fuzzy on it. I'm always fuzzy on when exactly we met.
We met the fall of 2019.
Hi, honey. I know not right now, honey. We're filming. It's okay. We're filming.
We
right
love
now. You. Yeah, dog. All right, honey. Go back to your room.
Alexander,
love you.
Love you.
All right, love you, baby.
Cowboy on the rescue.
That's our daughter. So yeah, and we also we have a 4-year-old. We have a kid. But let's talk. I guess. What year did we meet again?
Fall of 2019.
Fall of 2019. Okay.
Yes.
Are we certain?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Very.
Then that doesn't make any sense because didn't we live together a year before?
Sorry, fall of 2018.
2018. Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry, we knew each other all of 2019.
Yeah, we lived together for 2019, and you were my first. You were my first girlfriend in 10 years. You're my first girlfriend in 10 years. So. I've only ever had 2 girlfriends.
We moved in real fast.
We did. How did we meet, honey?
We met at BARF, the Bay Area Renaissance Festival, because I was new to the area and wanted friends. Hey, shut the door, bucko. Why? So I could hear you every breath.
Thanks, honey.
Sorry, so yes, BARF, B-A-R-F. We met at BARF. Because I was new to the area and wanted friends.
Bay Area Renaissance Festival, shout out. So yeah, they're doing the Bay Area Renaissance Festival, and things are working out real good. And it's going on right now. They changed locations from when we started, but that's how we met in 2018. I got blackmailed into coming back. Not blackmailed, by the same guy you worked with.
Yes, so our mutual friend.
A mutual friend. So I hadn't done Ren Fair in years, and I had kind of a storied past with the Renaissance Festival, if one can have such a thing. And I hadn't done it in a really long time, and I kind of wasn't going to do it anymore. And then, I got drunk at a party, and he recorded me drunk at this party, saying, I'm going to come back to it. Fine, I'll come back to Ren Fair. I'll come do it. I'll do the Renaissance Festival. And then he played that video around the time auditions for the Renaissance Festival came up. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna do the Renaissance Festival. You said you were gonna do it." And I was like, "I never said that. Never happened." And he had it on full recording.
That sounds like that's a drunk Mike Reed problem.
That sounds like that's not a me problem.
That's not a
drunk
problem.
Mike Reed
That's
problem.
a drunk me problem. Not responsible for them.
Not responsible for the things that I do when I am alcoholic. Anyway, but no, yeah. So that's how I ended up doing it. And I've known TJ since I was 15. This guy we're talking about, mutual friends of 15. I think he's. We don't want to give away his age, but
like Dracula.
He would be offended if we gave away his age. But our friend TJ, our mutual friend TJ, he's the reason that I ended up doing the Renaissance Festival that year, and ironically, you ended up doing it.
Yes.
And so I've known since I was 15 doing charity cosplay work, like visiting kids and stuff in costume. How do you know him?
I know TJ because the two of us were axe throwing coaches, and I didn't have any friends because I was new to the area, and I asked TJ how he had so many friends, and he told me to get my butt to barf. He was like, if you want all the friends and you want to be busy 24/7, barf. And I was like, what the heck is barf? You keep saying it like I know what that should mean.
Oh, you should come do barf. Yeah,
you should do barf. I was like, I don't know what that word is, but it sounds disgusting. So I ended up joining barf, and I didn't know anybody, and then I knew all the people. So then I got to meet you, and I tried out for Fight Show because TJ told me to, because he said that was the best way to make friends. So he was like, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad, just do it. You're an axe throwing coach, and
it worked out.
And you're a person.
So. Yeah. For those of you burying the lead, if you don't, not burying the lead, but so those of you who don't know, yeah, you were an axe throwing.
I said I was.
You did? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you were GM. Did you tell me you were
the
general manager?
Yeah, I was the manager of the axe throwing facility. And so, yeah, I ran shows on the weekends and during the week. And so then I just swapped to doing the week shows while I was doing the area festival.
Shout out to Axe Throwing Tampa.
Woo, doing just corporate shows.
So, yeah, we ended up... we didn't know each other, and you were engaged to somebody else.
Yes, I was engaged to someone else.
Yeah, you were engaged to somebody else. A great man, some might say.
No.
You were engaged to somebody else, and I've been single for like 10 years up to that point. There were lots of interactions between me and the opposite sex.
I was going to a Christian college, so
and the same sex.
I was doing what you're supposed to do, which was find somebody, date them, be with someone long term.
Yeah, you were fresh. How many years out of college were you before?
I just graduated.
You had just graduated.
You
had just graduated. Okay.
My master's.
And you had okay, so you got your master, and it was like Southwestern, right?
Southeastern University.
So in Lakeland, Florida. Yeah, and yeah, the Bay Area we're talking about is not the Bay Area that we were talking about when we say Bay Area Renaissance Festival. It is the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay where the Bucks play.
Tampa Bay area. So that is I'm from Tampa, and you are from like Louisiana, but you lived in Lakeland because you went to Southeastern?
Oh. Yes, so I lived in Louisiana, and then I moved to Long Island, New York for 5 years, and then my parents offered to pay for my Christian college. So I went there instead of going to I would have probably ended up in New York doing like a community, like a regular college there. So I probably would have ended up at state school in New York instead of going down to Lakeland.
What made you want to go to a super conservative Christian school?
My parents paid for it.
My very not conservative wife. Your parents were like,
my parents
we'll do it if you go to college for Jeebus.
Yes. And they wanted me to babysit my sister. They didn't trust my sister to go down to college all by herself, and so they wanted me to basically chaperone her.
Oh.
So yeah. We got sent at the same time so that I could both babysit and go to a Christian college because they were concerned about me.
It's so much fun. Because they were concerned about you. Oh, so the idea was
go to a public school.
So the idea was if you go, you have to babysit your sister. You'll stop her from being wild, but you'll be so busy watching her that you won't be wild.
Yes, and I'll be going to a Christian
very
school.
Wild Christian college.
You weren't allowed to wear like cutoff shirts.
Yeah. Sound like you guys really got down.
We had to go to chapel like multiple times a week. It was a very conservative school.
You guys were so naughty. Oh god. showing some midriff because I'm bad.
Yeah, we were not allowed to do that. No
so
midriff.
crazy.
The boys got yelled at for wearing midriff, and they thought it was unfair.
It's so crazy.
We were like, welcome to the club.
It's so crazy. I keep forgetting. In Southeastern University, if you're wondering, everybody is doing great now.
Actually, yes. But we had the first dance I think ever held there during our, I think during my freshman or sophomore year.
Okay. I'm gonna get another soda.
Churches threatened to disavow our college because there was a dance, and that was considered.
Wait, churches threatened? Wait.
Yes. Churches threatened to stop sending their kids to Southeastern University because we had a dance, and it was too sexual.
Like a sock hop? The sock hop was too fucking sexual?
Yeah.
Well, how sexy could a Christian...
We weren't allowed to do, like, couples dancing. It was entirely stuff like the cha-cha slide and, like, the Macarena. We were not allowed to do any, like, slow dancing. It was like the hits of the whites. It was, like, Sweet Caroline and stuff. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, see, exactly.
They shut y'all down for Sweet Caroline, the whitest song.
They threatened to.
Actually, I don't know if that. I think it's "Don't Stop Believing." No. I take it back.
Midnight Train, go ahead.
Yeah, that's "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. Which I would normally say is the whitest song ever, but no, I would say Neil Diamond's "Sweet Caroline" is far more Caucasian.
Yeah, and they played that one multiple times.
Okay.
It was fun though. We got to have the first dance, and it was super fun. They had like crazy stuff like dorm wars, and it was actually pretty fun because they were like trying to make up for the fact that they were in fact a crazy Christian like.
Right on,
college.
And I'm sure
they tried to make it fun for the kids because they knew that we were there.
Oh man,
for Jesus.
Giving it up for Jesus.
For Jesus.
That's right, freaking for Christ. So you went. So that's how you ended up in Lakeland, and you went meet TJ.
But I ended up in Tampa because that was the only place I could find a job after college.
Right. Okay.
So I ended up going to Axler in Tampa, and they hired me with no experience, and I worked my way up to general manager.
Yeah, which, to be fair, that's right. And then I later become GM of this place, also along with my wife. We become co-GMs after I get what I do for a living. I'm a labor union organizer. And at the time I was organizing, not labor unions, but there was a candidate in office. I decided I wanted to get out of politics, and so I ended up getting a job at Axler in Tampa, and it was the best years of my life.
Super fun.
The best years. We just watched that movie Eternity, and I was thinking about, when was I the happiest? It would literally be that time. I'd show up with my axe throwing. You have nicknames. My nickname in the axe throwing was Chocolate Lumber. I was very happy with it.
Mine was
Ziggy Sawdust.
Ziggy
Sawdust. So we're in we end up getting cast for the Renaissance Festival. We both get cast to be stunties to do their fight show. They do a human combat chess match every year, and the two of us, ended up getting casted that year, and fighting, having to be put against each other. And it was your first year. You had never done stunts before.
Yeah, I had never done stunts before. I had done karate, like Kempo karate before, and I'd done dance for like 13 years.
Karate.
And I did dance for 13 years.
Okay.
But I'd never done like combat training, and I'd done axe throwing. So I had
weird.
I knew how to move my body, but I had never done like axe work.
You know what's so weird? We were just talking about TJ and his wife just, messaged us.
TJ held a camp, and it was like a fight camp, and like see if you'd like it, and I really enjoyed it. And that was whenever I decided I would try out for the fight show, because he did like a 1-2 basics course, and it was really good. It showed me like kind of what the vibe was, and I got to meet people from the Ren Fest, including you.
Nelly, we ended up. Sorry, there's the last bit. A lot of phlegm in that there. No, man. We ended up being fight partners.
Yep.
Stunties, and that's kind of how we met. We were two people who had to fight each other on the chessboard. And if you know anything about stunts and, having fight partners, it kind of becomes like this weird bond trust thing.
Yep.
That you get really close. And we just started out as drinking buddies.
Yeah.
We were not, like I said, you were engaged to somebody else. She was engaged to somebody else. We were just drinking buddies. I remember like the first or second time we hung out, I did something really stupid and really dumb, and whatever. We're gonna talk about it. It's cool.
You were cute. It was fine.
It feels not fun when I talk about it now. in certain rooms of people. They're just like, that's what. And he's and I shot my shot. I don't know. If you want to hear about that, feel free to comment below. If you want to hear that story, that's a story for another time. You remember? You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know what you are talking about. You shouldn't ever bring it up again.
I'm sorry. She thought it was cute. Anyway.
Yeah, but I'm a very special lady.
Yeah. And we were perfect for each other, it turns out. Two perverts. Anywho. That is how we ended up meeting, being fight partners and having to stunt fight each other.
Because I was drinking heavily at my first year of the Tampa Bay Renaissance Festival. I was having a great time.
As one does.
I was getting it in.
As one does.
Pokemon, you gotta catch them all.
When you work at a Renaissance Festival, you're drinking most nights. Yeah. You're going home at the end of the night.
With different people.
Yeah, it's different. For those of you who are wondering on TV land, me and my wife, yes, we are in fact non-monogamous. We've been non-monogamous since we got together. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Your parents aren't gonna. We'll watch all. We have relatives that are still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're non-monogamous. To do with that what you will. We don't have to.
I wasn't even talking about that. I was just talking about the culture of the Renaissance Festival.
The culture of the Renaissance Festival is
snooty.
There's a lot of hooking up. There's a lot of doing. It's a lot of
single people who are in. It's just like the Olympics. They ran out of condoms this year. Same vibe.
They ran out of condoms.
They ran out of condoms at the Olympics this year.
I never.
The Olympic Village ran out of condoms. Do you not know this? Do you not know this? They do this a lot.
That's like the one place I would think.
It's the same vibe though.
That's so fucking funny.
You got a whole bunch of people in their 20s who are constantly exercising
of their life,
and they're doing a whole bunch of like very physical stuff with each other. Yeah, no, it's just like the Olympics. It's the same energy.
That's so funny. 1 second, everybody, honey. I know you want.
Very cute.
You want to hug on camera is what you.
So yes, at the U.S. Olympics, they run out of condoms all the time. It's actually like a huge problem. I think they had to airlift in condoms this year. The whole country ran out. It was a problem.
Whole country. What country was in Italy this year?
Yes, they ran out of condoms. Yes,
the whole. What?
But at least the whole area did. I don't know if the whole country did, but I know the whole area ran out of condoms.
Look this up real quick.
Yeah, did you not know about this?
That's the funniest shit I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, no, the condoms.
Italy. Wait, 1 second.
Yeah, U.S.
Olympics runs out of condoms.
Yeah. It's like a whole deal.
You're chronically. Oh man.
Yeah.
In 2026, the Winter Olympics Village in Milan, Cortina, ran out of initially a supply of 10,000 free condoms in just 3 days.
Yeah, dude.
In just 3 fucking days. Oh my god.
Yeah, they ran out of crazy load of condoms.
3 due to unexpectedly high demand. I mean, prompting organizers to restock the rapid depletion amongst roughly 1,900 athletes, often linked to Valentine's Day heightened significant, oh my god, underestimation compared to previous games. They were fucking more at this games.
Oh yeah.
Than they have been stupping at any other games.
Which is wild.
That's insane.
But yes, I saw that in the news and I thought that was super funny.
But that just makes sense.
Again, it's just
they're
like
in
the
their
Renaissance
20s.
Festival. It's a whole bunch of people in their 20s.
They're in their 20s.
Doing
They're
a whole
broke.
bunch of exercise. You're broke. You're
all
having
they
a great
do is work out.
time.
Which, by the way, if you didn't know that, Olympic athletes are some of the brokest people on the planet.
Yes.
Especially in America. Go America, number one greatest team.
One greatest.
Super broke. Yeah, you're young. You're broke. You're in the best shape of your life. You got nothing else going on, and you're like this close next to hot people. 10,000. They went through 10,000. But that'd be like the one place you wouldn't want condoms, and I only say this because you could do like weird breeding experiment shit to see if you can create the ultimate.
So people do end up doing that.
The ultimate athlete.
So that actually does happen to a certain extent. There have been people hook up before at the U.S. Olympic Games and get married and have like super crazy kids.
That's funny. So they've done that before. Is that what
some people have in fact been like, we will create the next Uber.
We shall create the greatest generation of athletes in the wild. Where do you think Arnold came from? Arnold is just a. So whatever did I say?
Stop, please.
That's crazy. So they had to get roughly 2,000. Damn, it was like 2,000 athletes. How much? You could probably figure out the math. So it was
So
2,000.
10,000 divided by 2.
10,000.
5,000.
In 3 days? In
No,
3 days? No,
it would
wait.
be 500
Wait, okay.
each person. How many?
So wait. So 10,000. So it was 2,900 athletes, and it was 10,000 condoms that they ran out of.
Right.
And so what do
If
you
you take
divide
off,
that?
it would be 10 divided by 2, which would be 5.
10 divided by 2. So 500?
I think.
So
it'd be
in
about-
3
it would be
days, if they fucked 500 times in 3 days, that's a lot of condoms.
I'm sure some people were using them more than others.
Some
Some guys were like, I need like 800 today.
Yeah. Right on.
I'm trying to.
We're looking at you, Team
trying to
Jamaica. We're looking at
trying to commit suicide by sex.
Oh my God, we're looking at you. All right. So that's kind of the. Damn, that's kind of the story of us. Yeah, we met. Where are we at in the story? Shit.
We were fight partners, and we were drinking buddies, and then we slowly but surely moved in together.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Actually, yeah. I remember the night before we actually formally got together, and we'll talk about it another time because I'm getting a look from my wife that she doesn't want me to talk about it. A night that she'll live in infamy in my memory. But we had an argument, essentially, after I had to babysit a guy that you were out with that night. Shout out to Jonathan. That you were with that night, and I ended up having to drive you both home because we was too drunk to drive. I got mad at you. The next day we hung out at your place. We had Chinese food. I remember it so vividly. That's how much it angered me at the time, and no longer because I've moved on.
I totally forgot about this story. So,
I didn't.
Because I ain't petty.
I'm not petty. I just don't forget. I forgive, but I do not forget.
Your Pisces is showing.
Yeah, it is. Damn right it is. Forever. So yeah, anyway, we got in a bit of a tizzy, an argument about it, to where I was like, I basically was just like, I feel very disrespected. I feel hurt. And you got to understand, at the time, I was kind of hoeing around the Renaissance.
We were both hoeing, so I was very confused as to why you felt. Once again, your parents are
watching this. We were both hoeing around the Renaissance Festival.
Very confused as to why you thought.
We're hoeing around the Renaissance Festival, and yeah, I think, and you said something to the effect of just like, I don't see no rings on these fingers.
I didn't know we was in a togetherness
We're
situation.
not like together. We're just messing around. You ain't even like my whole night. What you talking about? Da, 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 da. I don't know. That's not anything what she sounds like. But that was the gist.
What I sound like in your head.
That was the gist of it. No. No, I just, all women are that for me. I don't know. Once again, I'm a feminist. Cannot stress it enough. But, yeah, no, I was pretty pissed. And you were just like, yeah, we're not together. We have no official title. We're just smashing. There's nothing serious happening.
We are friends who drink together, sir. I think you are.
We're smashing. And then I said to you, well, fine. What do you want to be my girlfriend or something? You're like, yeah, all right. And I was like, fine. Fine, you're my girlfriend. And then I stormed out. We negotiated the terms of our romance. Of our thing, and I stormed out, and I got in my car, and I freaked out because I'd had a girlfriend in 10 years. And I was also really zazad because we had just got done smoking and arguing. We were smoke arguing, which it might not have been as aggressive as I thought it was, and we were both zazad out.
No, I'm pretty sure it was very chill. You were just frustrated. I just don't understand why you would do this to me.
In my head, it was so much.
Are we friends? Are we cool?
So angry.
You didn't come off angry. You mostly just came off as super frustrated.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's super cool. You want to fix that? Maybe we end up being together if you want to,
As is the Pisces way.
As
is the Pisces way.
It's like, otherwise it doesn't make any sense.
I was mad. But, long story short, here we are coming up on...
feel this frustration.
You're coming up on 6 years of marriage. Here we are.
Yes.
And we're in love. And we have a kid. And we're together. And so that's kind of the story of us.
Okay.
We met at a Renaissance festival. as stunties. And now what we're doing is we're traveling the country, righting wrongs. Not really. If you can't tell, we're here live from our residence inn.
Woo!
We recently just gave up our house in Ybor that we were renting. We own a house in Ybor. It's not ready to live in.
Yeah, so we have to do serious renovation work too.
My grandma left it to me. Remember that me? I'm kidding.
I've already said multiple times.
I'm kidding.
That when you write up your will, it can all go to Alex. It's fine.
That's right. It's all going to work. No. No, and so we got to get that fixed up. So we gave up our rental, which is roughly $3,000 a month, and now we're on the road full time with my job as a traveling labor union organizer. And right now we're up at Penn State University, where I'm organizing faculty and helping be a part of that. So I'm like I said, labor union organizer in my day job, and I don't have a night job. I'm just chronically on TikTok.
I do graphic design for small businesses, which is great because that means I can travel because all of it's on my computer. So at the moment, that's what I'm doing, and it's a nice, just secondary little helpful.
So we're staying, and so
income.
we're living out of hotels right now. We're staying at a residence inn. So yeah. All right, what's next on my?
So yes, that is the story of us.
Gay.
See, we can also clip this to the next thing, so it's not big.
No, it's okay. It can lag. That makes it real. That makes it what the
It just means it's unedited. It doesn't make it real.
Makes it real and gangster. Next on what I had on the agenda is, hey kids, I don't know if you've heard, but yesterday morning, Saturday morning, the United States and a special country that starts with an I, bombed, also known as Boravia. If you watch the new Superman movie, Boravia. That's why
Superman is the reason we're gonna have Paramount.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Warner Brothers. Paramount's buying fucking Warner Brothers because it's all about Superman.
Yeah.
It's all about Superman. Yeah. And what James Gunn was really trying to say.
We can't have nice things. We can't have nice things.
I can't think of the guy. Did you know James Gunn originally, the dude that's been like so critical of Israel, that's come out and talked a lot about
Israel? You said
Israel.
the I word.
Yeah, I said it.
Boravia.
Yeah, they came out and talked the most about Boravia. Anyway, I'll go in. Bassem Youssef. You never hear Bassem Youssef? He's like a Middle Eastern comedian guy. James Gunn was originally going to cast him in the movie, then October 7th happened. And Bassem Youssef talks about it. He had done the audition, everything. Him and James Gunn had a good conversation. October 7th happens, and then Warner Brothers are rethinking all this stuff. So James Gunn knows what the fuck he was talking about. But
yeah, James Gunn said, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Now we're not going to get into Superman 2.
Yeah.
Or if we do, he's going to be like, Boravia has the right to defend itself.
Boravia, the hammer of Boravia. Well, the hammer came down, and Saturday, the United States and that I country I was talking about, or also known as Boravia, was struck several targets in Iran, right? Yeah. Which was decently, like, pretty unprompted. Like, the whole argument of, like,
we hit first.
Yeah, it's a preemptive strike. There's no such thing as a preemptive strike. It's just a strike.
Yeah,
like it's just an attack. We attacked
Pearl
first.
Harbor, it was a preemptive strike.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor was a preemptive strike. That's like calling Pearl Harbor a preemptive strike. 110%. 110%. So, and a lot of, let me see what, and so basically
I didn't wake up and have World War III on my bingo card, so.
But here we are.
A bit of a bummer.
So basically they committed a few strikes.
Committed a few war crimes.
Yeah, also known as war crimes. We struck Iran. We went and bombed Iran. Two of the places that were hit.
By you mean one person.
Not me. Not us.
The government
not us here.
didn't even sign off on it.
No, we don't.
Congress didn't sign off on it. No one signed off on it.
Hi, Iran. We disavow. So yeah, no, we're not fans of it. Obviously here in the United States, most people are not fans of this, right? And it's right or left because Trump kind of ran on being like the anti-war.
He said that he wasn't gonna do any of this war crap, and here we are.
Yeah, he ran on this concept of being like the anti-war president.
Yeah, the Epstein files are good.
And I mean, I'd rather strike a country than release the full Epstein files.
Either that or that little small country that sounds like Moravia said, "I will release the full Epstein files if your
that's also
back us up."
That's also very much a possibility. And what's
people
happening?
Calling this the Epstein Wars in the BBC.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like over in in Europe, they're like calling
on
it
the BBC. People have been calling in and calling it the Epstein Wars. Yeah, Doug, it's great.
That's
great.
Oh my God, that's so great.
You can pull up the clip. It's from BBC. A lady called in and she was like, "The BBC." She was like, "We're doing," and she said it in such a great accent because they sound so much prettier than us. So she was just like, "The Epstein Wars."
Let's see if I can find anything about it on the talk tickies. Let me see. Epstein.
It was a caller in, at least, because I heard it this morning. I giggled real hard.
Epstein Wars. Let's see what we got going on.
Maybe you might have.
Is this?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Our Prime Minister has declared that we're not having anything to do with it. We are not participating in it. It's an illegal war. We are not going to allow them to use our bases or any of our sites around the world. I doubt, Paul, one single country will rise up and join the Israel-US attacks on
Australia.
Iran.
Australia's backed it.
Yes, but will they join in? This is the Epstein Wars. It's so that Trump has got a reason to stop the midterms, and Israel has got a reason to stop the October elections as well. This has got nothing to do with defending.
This is so they can shut down stuff.
We cannot stop Iran from getting the nuclear bomb. They've already increased their uranium capacity by about 50% since May, and they've hidden their capacity in the Isfahan mountains. We can't stop Iran from getting the nuclear bomb, but this war is insane. If we're attacked, we'll have to defend our sites, obviously, but this is not our war. This is America and Israel's war, and I'm hoping it will peter out soon. Thank God our Prime Minister has declared that.
They're calling it the Epstein Wars. I hope that goes down the history books for this round. The Epstein Wars, U.S. and Moravia versus
That's crazy.
Iran.
And that goes crazy. And that's, I mean, the whole concept of like the United States being like, oh, Iran, you cannot have other country that has sovereignty. Not that we give a shit about sovereignty.
Also,
I don't know if we've ever given a shit about sovereignty.
point out that you cannot have mutually assured self-destruction if no one is mutually self-assured. Like, everyone has to have a bomb to be able to...
Because the concept of nuclear...
The concept is, it's literally so everyone has one, so that way nobody uses one. That's why it's called mutually assured self-destruction. The first rule, if someone accuses you of having a bomb, is to get a bomb. And
if
the
someone
first
accuses you of having a
rule.
bomb, you get a bomb.
You have to now, because now they're going to try to bomb you. So you have to have weapons equal. It shouldn't matter. And also, the only reason we don't want them to have one is due to racism. So, like, that's what it is. We don't like the idea of a bunch of brown
it's also
people
so we can continue to take advantage.
Yes, we can steal their resources.
The Moravia, the country in the region, you know what we're talking about. Moravia wants all of the... essentially, all of the Middle East, right? They essentially want they want all of the Middle East. That country does, essentially, and also it's so we can continue to take advantage of Iran's oil fields and their resources, because Iran was a completely different country, like in the 50s and 60s, and it was under this one guy whose name escapes me, but essentially the United States. He was a democratically elected leader. And he wanted to socialize the oil fields. So basically, the money.
Cut out BP.
Yeah, he cut out British oil, cut it out, right, and get them out of there. And basically, the oil reserves that Iran has, right, would work for the people. They want to socialize the oil.
And we said ma'am.
So we cooed this guy.
Who was democratically elected.
He was democratically elected. Then we put in the royal family that had been kind of like kicked out before, the Iranian royal family.
Yeah.
They were put in charge. Then they were cooed by the people because they were shills. They were puppets for the United States. That family was.
So we could do more oil.
So we could take more advantage of their oil fields. And then Supreme Leader, the group that came in, these fundamentalists essentially, like came and dressed and took over, and using like basically these Islamic fundamentalists came in and took over the nation, and it set things back quite a bit. Came in and took over the nation, but that doesn't happen if the United States doesn't get involved and install a puppet government to where we can take advantage of these people's resources.
Like so many other countries.
And that's still what we're living in, the fallout of that today.
Yes.
And I was looking at a chart, and the only president, like since the 20th century, to approve a strike on Iran in this 20th century was Trump. That's what I was looking at, was Trump. But this is all... What you're gonna hear, they were doing all the stuff. It was the protest, right? They were showing all the protest, like people on the ground protesting the Iranian government. People on the ground, they want freedom. Well,
they don't want interventionism, which is what we're doing.
They don't want U.S. interventionism. Also, like that's kind of like out of the United States foreign policy playbook. We go and find the radicals, and we supply weapons to the radicals. We give money to the radicals. We give resources to the radicals. To overthrow and make it seem like, it causes destabilization, which helps causes a coup. And on our end, we're fed that, the people are protesting against this fascist authoritarian government. Government.
They need our help.
A government that doesn't look much unlike ours in this modern day area. Shout out to Minneapolis, Minnesota. That does not, it doesn't so much not look like ours. So yeah, what's going on with all the stuff going on in Iran? And by the way, to mention it, we struck 2 schools in that strike. Mm-hmm. 2 kindergarten schools, one all-girl kindergarten school.
We killed 200 children.
Yeah, it was. What was let me see if I can find the number exactly.
215.
Too
many, as I think. The answer
too many.
To that.
Yeah, the answer is too many kids. If one kid
children
dies in a military strike, it's too many. Iran.
Why were you aiming at a school, perhaps?
School hit. Boom.
Yeah, it's horrific.
And
I'm sick and tired of my tax dollars going to this.
Yeah, 153 children died in the strike.
Jesus.
Yeah, in that strike. Which also killed the supreme leader. The strike that also killed the supreme leader of Iran. Now, what a lot of people don't know, they're not talking about, didn't Iran threaten to release the full unredacted Epstein files because they had access to it?
They did. They claim that their hackers, which we do know infiltrated Trump's emails during the 2016 election.
Okay.
They said that if you touch us in any way, shape, or form, we'll release the Epstein files. So I'm hoping, and they said they have video. So I'm hoping that there's a dead man switch somewhere, and it just goes.
Epstein Wars.
Woo! So I'm really hoping that they had a dead man switch that would go off, and that they didn't blow up.
Well, everything. I mean, if they have an intelligence, any sort of an intelligence agency, right?
Yeah. They claimed that they would drop it. I hope they do. I would love for them to do it.
There's all kinds of nukes, guys. There's all kinds of nukes.
Multiple styles of nukes. Usually ensured self-destruction.
Sometimes that comes in many different forms.
They threatened to drop them, so I'm hoping they do. I'll be honest. I hope that they drop everything they got.
Me too. No, I mean, that's the only way to really, I feel like, to get to, I don't know if what's happening with Iran and everything is directly tied to the Epstein files. It feels like it is.
I think this has been a long-term plan by Barabia, and that they are taking advantage of the fact that our dear leader doesn't want anyone to be looking at the Epstein stuff / wants to be able to affect the midterm elections. Mm-hmm. And so they are using this to their advantage. I believe that we are Barabian shield. They are using us like a meat puppet.
Oh no, 110%. 100%.
So I genuinely think that is
I mean, there's a back and forth on it, right? So there's the idea that the Blue Star Eye country, also known as Barabia, it's crazy we can't even name them, right? We can't even name the villainy of it. We have to do all these fucking hoops or else all of our shit will get censored. It's wild. But there's an up and down thing to it. And the up and down thing to it is, there's the concept that and there's a lot of evidence to support that they have dirt on our senators, on our elected officials, on our representatives, going as high as even the presidency. But there's, but we have to remember that a lot of the money, resources, and stuff that Israel has, excuse my French, Oh, I said the name. A lot of things that the country has is comes from the United States, right? It comes like their healthcare, their healthcare, their military, their resources. That all comes
college.
That all comes from us, and so their decisions, it's like power comes in many forms, right? And so I hear when people, because my instinct is to look at all this and be like, damn, they control our government. But there's also that other side of my head that is like, well, I mean, who controls who considering the flow of resources and stuff like that.
Well,
and so,
I think that the flow of resources keep flowing because they have a lot of incriminating evidence on the people in our power system. So I don't believe that they control anything in our government, but I do believe that a lot of these people have blackmail on them so they can get them to do what they want them to do.
I agree. And there's a lot of evidence to support
Graham
that.
just came out and was like, your children will die for an honorable cause.
And there's more than enough evidence to support, and it's very likely that Epstein was in fact an agent for the country we're talking about because very famously
he has
Ghislaine
emails
Maxwell emails with it, but did you know Ghislaine Maxwell's father was like a spy for the country for Bolivia. Yeah, was a spy for the country.
Yep.
And just a lot of these people and a lot of these people, and so it was a massive blackmail. We know for a fact it was a massive blackmail operation.
So the control across the globe, because otherwise people would be not letting them do a lot of this batshit crazy stuff they've been doing.
Well, then that brings out a good point. Is maybe there's influence from that country to make sure they don't come out, so they can continue to have power over our government. Because the moment that comes out, there's no more control.
There's no more money going over there. There's no more control. There's no control
over it. So.
Some people are doing it for the love of the game, like Mike Huckabee, but besides that, I think most people are doing it because they're being heavily blackmailed.
That interview with Mike Huckabee and Tucker Carlson was insane.
I was mad that I understood the biblical logistics of it.
Well, yeah, because you're a Bible. So you grew up. So you grew up conservative Christian. You actually grew up like Christian Zionist, right?
I did. I grew up believing that you had to predict Zionism. You had to protect Zionism,
right?
Because you have to have the country Israel in that area for the end times to happen. So for the end of the world to happen and for Jesus to come back, you have to have Israel intact in that area. That's what Mike Huckabee believes, fully with his whole heart. He believes that you have to protect it, you have to arm it, you have to take care of it, because that is important for the end of the world. Because Christianity is, hardcore Republican Christianity is a death cult.
And the only way for the prophecies of the cult to be fulfilled,
you are looking forward to death. You want to be with Jesus Christ, which is going to heaven. All of your rewards will be in heaven. There is no reason to take care of the planet because you are going to heaven. You're supposed to be in the world but not of it. So a lot of them use that as an excuse to pollute the planet, steal all of its resources. Not care about future generations because there are no future generations.
So about
the plan forward is hubris because God could come back at any moment.
So about the part of it, like, because I think Tucker Carlson and Mike Huckabee brought it up for that there's a real thing. Christian Zionism is like this really big thing.
Yes.
Well, they didn't talk about Christian Zionism, but they talked about one part of the Bible.
Yes, the part that says that you are supposed to. Those who take care of Israel will be blessed. They also believe that Christians have been grafted onto the tree of Judaism. So we don't believe that Jewish people are going to heaven, which is wild. But we do believe that Jewish people are important. They're supposed to be revered. They're supposed to be taken care of, and they're supposed to all be placed into Israel, which is racist.
So here I got this little part of it where it's in Genesis 15:18. God promises the land to Abraham's offspring. Genesis 12:3 establishes the blessing and the curse covenant. So let me see, like, Genesis 15:18.
That's the whoever blesses you will bless you, whoever curses you will curse you.
So Genesis 15:18. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham saying, to your offspring I give this land, from the river of Egypt to the river of
The Euphrates. Which is like almost all of the Middle East, by the way.
So so by that prophecy, Christian Zionists believe that all of the we call the Middle East
all belongs to Israel.
What we call the Middle East all belongs to Israel. That's insane.
It's a huge chunk of land. Like it's massive. Which is why they keep pushing forward.
But that's like interesting. And so it's
manifest destiny.
I grew up kind of in the church, not as much of a biblical scholar as my wife is, or understands as much.
I have a minor in theology.
Yeah, you have a minor in theology. My question is, that can be interpreted in any kind of ways, because the children of Abraham, it doesn't necessarily say directly, isn't it? It doesn't necessarily say like you have to be like of Jewish descent, right?
No. So it said there's a passage in the New Testament that basically says that all of us are grafted onto the tree of Abraham. Okay. All Christians. If you believe in Jesus Christ, you get grafted onto the tree. And so they see themselves as Jewish, but like enlightened Jewish people, which is odd. I know it's like a strange concept. But basically they see themselves as being a part of the Jewish community to a certain extent. Like we do a lot of the stuff from the Old Testament. Like we'll do like Passover. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this, but Christians, some conservative Christians do Passover. We do like our own form of it. Then there's we'll do certain things like communion, which is
this is an interesting part of
like
it.
The Passover.
This is True Israel New Testament. Let me read this real quick. I was just reading something. I think it is.
It's I have chosen Israel.
It is Romans. Okay, broader. Sorry, Galatians 6:16. Let me read this real quick. Galatians. Happy Galatians to everybody. Happy Galatians.
Galatians and Ephesians.
Where the heck is it? Where is it?
Well, they told you what it was. They said it was Galatians 12?
I guess I just got to look up Galatians 12. Okay.
Galatians 6.
Oh, excuse me. Galatians 6:16. Galatians 6:16.
Yeah, there you go. Something deeply ironic about
concluding benediction in Paul's letter, the blessing for those who live by the principle of faith of Christ rather than legit. Why not just give me the actual quote? Peace and mercy to all who follow this rule, to the Israel of God. I don't really know what that means.
So it's saying that it's like God's chosen Israel instead of those just of Israeli faith / born.
Romans 6:9.
Because again, they're saying that people have.
God dang it! It did like Tekashi 669. Oh my God! Have you ever heard any of his music? Because I haven't. All right.
I haven't actually.
Romans 6:9 states, "For we know that since Christ was raised from the dead, he cannot die again. Death no longer has mastery over him." I'm not sure how that talks about Israel at all. It doesn't. Anyway, the problem with all of this.
The problem is that this is an old book, and people are using
the problem
an
is
old
like,
religious book to declare manifest destiny.
Well, that was the wildest part to me.
This is just manifest destiny.
Well, yeah, it's just manifest destiny.
You can't find it, neither can I.
We get to have this land because
God wills it.
This thing that we believe in, that you don't believe in, says that we can have it.
Yes.
So
God wills it.
That's like you can't argue with our interpretation of the Bible. You can't, or the Torah. You can't argue with that.
You can't. It's just manifest destiny.
It is just manifest. It's Western colonialism. It's ethnoism. It's having an ethno state. You know the concept, because as we know, that country, right? They were sterilizing black Jewish people that were immigrating into the country. They were secretly and forcefully sterilizing these people because only a certain type of Jewish counts, if you know what I mean.
There's a whole church in Ethiopia. Where was it?
Oh yeah, it was Ethiopian. They were a bunch of Ethiopian Jewish people that were migrating.
From like the original, whatever Jewish people like first came to the area and were like talking to them about it. They're like olden times, and Israel was like, yeah, no.
So so much of what's happening is them just trying to create an ethno state, and the idea that, and you're going to hear things, right?
Also reminded that their dear leader is from New Jersey.
That's right, BB. He was all the way from New Jersey.
Proof only trash comes from New Jersey.
Oh my God. Sorry, any people from New Jersey that my wife just said that to for no reason. No, so, but you have to remember, like, any of the stuff that's coming out about Iran, any of the stuff that's popping out, that they're going to say is just to kind of manufacture our consent and to go along with it. We can't afford, right, let me tell you what we can't afford. Somehow, right, 20 million illegal immigrants came to the United States, which isn't true. There's not one statistic that backs it up, but you're going to hear.
You would literally
hear people on the right
fall over
say it all the time.
Immigrants if that was the case.
Say it all the time. Are coming into the country and they're making it bad. So we have to pay millions of dollars to ICE, Homeland Security, to get them out because they are so very, very dangerous. Oh, they're so very, very dangerous. So we have to pay them to do that, but we don't have any money, right? For housing, we don't have any money for healthcare.
Teachers.
We don't have any money for teachers, for our education. We have to dismantle government programs because we're spending too much money on it. But we have millions of dollars, right?
Billions.
We have billions of dollars to send over to a foreign nation, billions of dollars to go and bomb and start another war because basically Trump said in his declaration, Trump said, this may cost American lives. He basically set us up saying
some of you may die.
Yeah, it was I saw someone actually mesh that together. Some of you may die. Let me see if I can actually find the video. I'm pretty sure I liked it or something.
Yeah, it's just the Lord Farquaad speech from Shrek. Yes, some of you may die.
Let me see if I can.
So did Congressman Graham? What was his name?
Here it is.
The in the closet one.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
Christ.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Literally same vibes.
So yeah, there's that.
Shrek knew what I was talking about.
But we don't have any money for infrastructure.
No,
we don't have any
our
money.
Roads are literally
we got money
apart.
to get rid of immigrants that aren't doing anything to really hurt the nation.
That
if
is
anything,
a paperwork issue.
Which is a paperwork issue. Illegal immigration is considered a misdemeanor. But we got to put them in concert. We got to build these concentration camps. We got money for that. We got money to put them in
private prisons, so they make money for institutions.
In private prisons, and we got to put their kids in there too because their kids might be fucking dangerous. Ooh. We have to go over and bomb this other country that wasn't doing nothing to nobody, right? Wasn't doing nothing to nobody. Not really. Bomb this other country. We got money for that, and we're gonna go send our kids to go die, right? So our brave young boys and girls to go die.
Best hits
I
from
wonder if
2003.
Barron's gonna make it. I wonder if Barron's gonna make it over.
It's the best hits from 2003.
Let's send Barron
all over again.
Trump. Let's send Barron Trump. So, and we have money to give to this foreign nation. And all of our this money and resources are really going towards oppressing people. Hurting children is the big thing, right? Because the majority of people who are being hurt by this, by even if you're looking at immigration, the immigration stuff that's going on, large sweeps, like thousands of kids are going missing.
Oh, yeah. This is just
missing. Our taxpayer dollars are going to go to hurt children missing, especially now we know that there's been mass human trafficking. We kind of always knew, right? I remember being a kid and hearing something that, the largest day of human trafficking in the United States is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What we knew was happening, but now we understand a little bit more the extent of how deep it goes and how high it goes, right? Our taxpayer dollars are going towards these taking away, stripping families, moving them out of the United States, starving Cuba, starting wars over in the Middle East with motherfuckers who ain't doing shit to us, and what else? And sending it to a foreign nation that are killing, that are ethnic cleansing children, that are targeting children.
Nothing about that sounds like America first.
Yeah, 100%. Sounds like America last. Anyway, but
America, fuck our infrastructure.
So, long story short, whatever you kind of hear come out about Iran, you really can't trust the mainstream media, which I hate to to give any credit. Man, to conservatives, for a long time, me and my wife are both leftists. I'm more of I'm leaning more anarchist these days. And anarchy isn't, people think anarchy is one thing. It's doesn't mean just no rules, mass, whatever. It just means like a society of mutual aid. That's really what it means, and more communal and a society of mutual aid.
It's okay.
And I got to shout out to conservatives because conservatives were on the money.
It's just libertarian with taxes.
Just money. What are you me? What are you talking about?
No, I said anarchy, but what it really is, it's mutual aid, so it's like libertarianism.
It's not. Well, libertarians don't want to help anybody.
No, it should be that we're all helping each other. They're not. They're very self-sustaining.
I think mutual aid is where like libertarians are like, whoa, what do you mean mutual?
What do you mean mutual aid?
My farm is okay.
Yeah, and that's screwed up. But that's the great lie that we're taught, right? Is that like we all have to work to like help ourselves instead of each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're social creatures.
Capitalism has taught us that I have to screw you over to get the needs I need met.
Well, you have to understand there's a finite pie, and we have to all compete over this pie of money that is getting smaller and smaller, but they're not telling us why it's getting smaller, and we don't really know how big the pie is. So, yeah, that's why form a union at your local workplace.
It's important.
That's why we form unions, people. No, so... Yeah, basically most of what's coming out about what's going on in Iran is from mainstream media. Like I said, conservatives were pretty right about mainstream media. They were right about,
Ground News is pretty solid if you're looking for we're not sponsored by them, but Ground News is pretty solid if you're looking for like a middle of the ground what's really going on the ground kind of a thing. We
got to subscribe to Ground News. We got to read it.
Yeah.
And we have to memorize stuff. And we have to put things in notebooks. That way we can talk about it better. But I would just say Ground News is a good source. Man, TikTok used to be a good source, and then
it was bought by Moravia.
Yes, the hammer of Moravia, the glory. That was the hammer of Moravia. James Gunn. See, James Gunn is the one who actually got Warner Brothers sold.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. It's your fault. You gorgeous whore.
There was a scene, the scene between Lois and Clark, and I was watching it again today on TikTok, and I was like, and that was the moment.
Mean the scene
they were like,
the giant star behind them?
They were like, no, we gotta buy that shit. We gotta stop this. James Gunn can't make no more of this. He's talking too real.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Keeping it too gangster.
Yeah, too gangster for sure.
Bolivia. So yeah, that's the sad part.
On Facebook and Instagram, you're it's too algorithmed in, so you're not gonna get a good field of the view. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
and this is also crazy because in the Tucker Carlson interview too, not to go back to it, but with Mike Huckabee, who, by the way, if you don't know who Mike Huckabee is, he is the representative from America to Bolivia, Israel.
He says he works for Bolivia. So
he said he works for. That was the wildest shit. Like, what was the question he got at?
Tucker Carlson was like, "Don't you think you should be basically doing a better job, representing American needs?" And he said, "No, I work for Bolivia."
I work for Bolivia.
That's not how it's supposed to work. You don't see... No, it's not how that's supposed to work at all. Very ridiculous. Mike Huckabee went to Israel 112 times before he took on this role, by the way. Man is an Israel-phile. I think is probably how you'd say that. Mm-hmm. Bibliophile for sure. But yeah, the man genuinely believes.
Also, I'd like to also say for the record, we don't fuck with Tucker Carlson.
No, Tucker Carlson is.
It's great. He's anti-Zion. He's an anti-Zionist. He's anti-Semitic is what he really is. He's actually anti-Semitic is what he really fucking is, right? And he just by that proxy also happens to be anti-Zionist.
He's very anti-Zionist.
And just by also that proxy happens to be also anti-Zionist, but he's anti-Semitic.
He has very many Jewish friends, don't you know? That's what he says.
I gotcha. So yeah, he's actually anti-Semitic is what he really is. But he asked really good questions in this interview to Mike Huckabee, and he keeps him pressed. And I caught one clip here that I think
to the point to where Israel escorted them off the premise pretty roughly.
Yeah, he got detained.
They grabbed his.
Tucker Carlson got detained.
They grabbed his.
They grabbed his phone. And everything. There is a video of him doing a selfie that's taken from a camera way back, and he does a selfie with one of the guards or something, and they're like, "Oh, look how detained he is. He did a selfie." But when you're in a situation,
that was an hour before he got grabbed.
Oh, that was before he got grabbed.
Yeah, and it was the driver.
It was with the drive. Okay.
Had nothing to do with. No, that's what he was saying. He's like, this has nothing to do with what happened to me. Like, you guys are just liars.
They want to control the propaganda. They want to control what we as Americans see.
Yes.
But remember, it's mostly bullshit. Here's the video. Here's one of the videos from the Tucker Carlson TikTok, and we can go ahead and.
You spent a lot of time thinking about the right of the Jewish people to their homeland. Do the Irish have the same right to a homeland?
As long as they can defend it, and as long as they,
as long as they can defend it.
But Tucker, here's the point. I'm
Wait
telling you.
Wait, hold on. You're the minister here.
Yeah, and I'm telling you.
As long as they can defend it. And if they can't defend it, they
allowing
lose
me
the
to
right.
tell you that I think that what is very, very special here is that there is a biblical as well as an ethnic and a historical. So you can take any one, but if you add them all
historically,
together, you have
after
a
the
very
Balfour
strong
Declaration,
case.
British
And they
England
still
just said,
continue
"Hey,
to
these guys are
fight
going over here. There's no
the Jewish
historical."
people to this land for 3,800 years.
We can date the British people to their land much longer. Stonehenge is 3,000 years older than any building built by the descendants of Abram in this country. It's fine. I'm not trying to invalidate anyone's right. I'm just wanting you to affirm that right, but it makes you uncomfortable, and you won't. And I don't know why.
Because I've never honestly sat down and asked myself, are the lines around the
It's an
United
island, so we know what the
Kingdom-
lines are.
I'm saying, but
So,
are those lines
pause real quick.
rooted in
So I'm telling
something
you
other
this
than
right
the
now.
historical
Mike Huckabee
connection?
doesn't
Well,
want to
great.
agree
Then
with
they should
Tucker
have it.
Carlson
But that's
They have a
okay.
right to
because
have it, but then you said
Tucker
if they
Carlson
can
is saying
defend
some
it,
white
and if they can't
supremacist
defend
shit
it, they
right
lose the
there.
right.
But I didn't say
Tucker
it was
Carlson's like, don't the
exclusively
whites
the
have a
other. I
right
think you're
to their
really
land?
going off the
Eh?
I just want to know
The
if
whites?
these principles apply universally.
He's
or
like,
if they only
no,
apply to
no,
people
no.
of
I'm
Israel.
saying
My
they also have a
answer appears to be
biblical
just people of Israel living in
and
people's
like
rights, and I just reject that.
an ethnic right to the land. The Irish
the
just
Bible-
have a right to the
I
land.
respect people who
because
believe
it's
the Bible.
Ireland.
I respect people who believe the Bible. It is a system of beliefs. It is not based in fact. It is based in what people believe. The Bible is only real for people who believe in it.
I was
And-
raised by biblical literalists. Who
I know,
believe
I
it
know.
is-
I get it. You think believe is the word of God. That's great. You're entitled to believe in your house
The earth is only several thousand years old.
and believe that the world is your. I got no problem with the Christians. I got no problem with them. I am not one. Doesn't mean I'm not spiritual.
I'm very
But-
spiritual.
It's a book that is for you and your beliefs. That would be like if I took what I believed and said, well, this not only do I live this way, but you and your house over here, this book that I have that from a long time ago says I get to have your house.
That's what
So-
that's what biblical literalists want for America. They want a theocracy.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So-
yeah, they really actually just Christian and evangelicals like your dad and your
Oh,
mom.
yeah.
Really, they
We'll have
want
them
fascism.
we'll have them
they
on the
want
show
fascism.
at some point.
They want fascism.
Yeah, because it works for them.
Yeah, well, necessary conversation. This will be great.
So you'll get to meet my parents at some point.
They want fascism. You get to meet the whole Reed family.
The whole Reed
Not just the
family.
black ones. But no, yeah, and so I don't know. No, I do know. What am I saying? I don't know. It's wrong to kill kids. I do know. I absolutely know. I have a position on it. But I will say that like I once again no problem with the Christians. Go Jesus. But this book that is your belief, right? It is your belief. You don't get to go into someone else's house and challenge their rights to life and liberty.
That's why we don't
shoot their
screw
kids
with,
in the
that's why we
head.
don't screw with Utah.
Yeah, that'd be like if what?
It'd be like if Utah decided that it was going to push its rights on Wyoming.
And it's
Like,
so
all of you are
crazy.
Mormon now.
I am a Mormon, and a Mormon just believes.
Like, like it would be like if they took over the 3 states around
If
them,
there
and they're
was-
like, "You're all Mormons
If
now."
there was ever a religion I would subscribe to, it'd be Mormonism.
It's got the same problems as
If there
Christianity.
was ever I would subscribe
It's
to, I know
just-
it does.
it's just fun
but they're so
Christianity.
nice and they're kind about it, and you can have in some variations multiple wives, which I am down with. So
They're not legally allowed to proclaim that anymore.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Ever since the United States government showed up with guns and made them say that.
Ever since the United States got lame.
The United States showed up with a full military because they were afraid of the Mormons. Mormons, you can't live with them, and they've got guns.
You can't live with them, man. They got secret. This is our pitch for Secret Lives of Mormon Wife. By the way, we are big stand. My wife watches Secret Lives of Mormon Wife.
I've only seen season 1. I haven't seen the rest
both
of
watch
it.
Sister Wives.
We've seen every episode of Sister Wives.
We got. I think there's new stuff. And Christine, if you're watching this, sorry that you left. You were one of the best parts of the show, honestly. So yeah.
We quote Cody
So I want to
all
wrap
the
up.
time.
I want to wrap up with the whole Israel thing, just being like, hey, listen, if you out there, you show up to a rally, show up to protest. Now is like anti-war
Call your
time.
representatives.
Call your representatives.
Email your representatives.
Now it's time to start organizing and getting involved.
Mail your representatives peanuts.
In your community. Now's the time to get involved and show up, because what's happening right now is bullshit. We're killing a bunch of innocent people for bullshit. Those same people that the United States is saying that, like, oh, they want their freedom, so we have to go over there and make them free, are the same people getting bombed by the United States. Like the same people the United States saying they're worried about, they're bombing their children.
And we threaten to bomb them more if you don't resist and take up arms against your government. Which what?
Yeah, if you don't, you better join the fight against your government, or else
we'll kill you.
We'll bomb the shit out of you. Moving, trudging along. We watched the entirety of the Shia LaBeouf interview on Channel 5.
He's brandishing a knife at Shia LaBeouf.
And I
That
have
song was right.
complex.
It turns out.
I have complex feelings about Shia LaBeouf. Now he had and I have complex feelings on him because he's just an asshole. He's really just a piece of shit.
I think he's mentally ill.
He is mentally ill, but
you can be an asshole and be mentally ill.
I think he's kind of using that as an excuse.
I think you can be both mentally ill and an asshole. I think a lot of people are mentally ill and assholes. I think that if you put that man on medication and some therapy and maybe some get the hate out, maybe get him in a couple like karate classes or something.
Not karate classes.
And something that would like help with getting all that aggression out. I think that he would genuinely be a better person. However.
Complex feelings over it. I think he's an asshole, but he's a charming asshole. Even though he gave his ex-girlfriend an incurable STD that wrecked her nervous system and beat the shit out of her.
I don't find him to be.
I don't, bro. There was just something about the interview.
He didn't hate himself.
There was something about
he could be a cult leader.
There was something he definitely he said he had, and this is what I was thinking beforehand, but he says it in the interview where he says he's got a Napoleon complex, he's got a little man complex.
Yeah, I think if he could get over that, he could be.
And I think that comes from his dad, because his dad was wildly abusive when he was younger.
Yeah,
and it makes me think of like other friends of ours, like our buddy in Los Angeles, who had a bad childhood growing up. His dad was very abusive and also has a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, parents will mess you up. Parents will make you an asshole.
His dad is very famously abusive. Very famously. There was a whole movie about it. I think it was called Pony Boy. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I missed it. But it was Shia LaBeouf plays his dad in it. Oh. And it's real dark. From what I heard, I didn't see it once again. But the interview was kind of crazy and kind of wild. I had some clips that I was going to show you.
Okay. You want us to
kind of look at.
React to the clips?
Yeah, we watched the whole interview, but we're going to watch these clips real quick and see, I guess just get a fresh perspective.
I will say the main problem with being on drugs is you usually find Christianity at the end of the drugs.
Yeah, he's drinking a lot. His wife, Mia Goth, just left him.
With the baby.
With the kid. Yeah, but he said in the interview that he is still able to be around the kid. I don't know if that's
they're just not co-parenting.
So here we go.
Okay.
Let me actually
down from a hood. Big internet lore is also that you're down from a hood in LA.
It's true.
Can you elaborate?
Harpies 13, my key holder's Conejo. It happened
to
a film.
Gang.
I was prepping a movie. I asked if I could. He told me what the requirements were. I said yes. We love each other, all of us. We are most of us fathers. Most of us are trying to live good lives.
He wants to be Chicano so bad, and is in love with Chicano culture.
Nothing silly like that. No, come on. When I joined, it was I was 36, and it was they had already done all the rowdy. For so many years.
Clients just desperately want something to belong to.
If it wasn't for his gray hair, he wouldn't look. He doesn't actually look like he's almost 40. Oh, he did it for.
I always thought that this was Big Hazard, the hood that made PCP.
No, that's Harpies.
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't get jumped into a gang at 36 years old.
I mean, yeah, we talked about it, but then he was like, "This is ridiculous,"
Yeah. So if you
I don't know if he really joined a gang or if he just took photos with motherfuckers.
I think he took photos with a gang.
He took photos with a gang. Maybe is it kind of like a college? Is it kind of like college where you get an honorary degree or some shit?
Okay, so I have a question. If he was pretending to be that guy, does that mean he was doing Mexican face?
So here's
Are white people allowed to play Spanish people in movies?
Well, he's Jewish, honey. He's not white. No, man. No, I don't.
If you come from the Tucker Carlson school of thinking.
Wow. See, it's like a circle. No, it's a circuit. We brought it back around. No, I think that no, I don't think he joined a gang.
I don't think he joined a gang.
I think he took some photos with a gang. It comes from that short man, so he's trying to make himself look cool.
Hang out with them for a couple of days.
To the group. Yeah, I think they hung out with him. And, you know, he probably got drunk and hung out with him. They're like, we're hanging out with Shia LaBeouf, bro. We're hanging out with Transformers.
I genuinely think that it was
fucking gangster,
one
bro.
of those
Like, it was one of those
vibes,
things.
less of like I joined a gang.
This is cool as shit. Yeah, and they're just like, yeah, man. They were probably drunk, kicking around.
Yeah,
man, you're totally in.
I came and hung out with a biker gang for 48 hours to do a movie part.
That
doesn't make you a biker member. That just means
because
he
played
with bikers.
The Chicano dude. He played
but if he plays the Chicano dude, he's a white guy, isn't that...
I don't know what the name of that movie was. I gotta look it up later. No, I don't think he joined a gang. But here's another clip.
I don't think he joined a gang. I think he hung out with people.
Oh yeah, he talks about Epstein for no fucking reason. Let me pull this clip. And poop. And
nah, bro, I was fucking chasing ass on Marty, bro. What do you mean? I wasn't paying no attention to Epstein files.
Just trying to get laid, bro.
This shit is beyond me, bro. I don't get into this shit.
Yeah, I just wondered. It's like the biggest news story in the world for a couple of days was Epstein.
If you got no life, you just sit in a fucking hole all day. You're not, chasing ass and getting at it. And motherfuckers that are in the street, they don't give a fuck about this stupid shit. You know what I mean? So
I don't give a shit about children
getting. Who got kidnapped? You know what I mean? Your life sucks, and you're a normie. Fuck off.
No, I don't care.
Your life sucks, you're a normie? Yeah, man, fuck those kids. Them kids that got kidnapped.
Bros,
who got kidnapped by who, man? Nobody gives a fuck. Like, no one cares.
Chad, is it queer to care if children get kidnapped?
Who cares? If you, bro, it's fucking gay, bro. Why are you worried about kids?
Bro, are some sort of gay?
What are you, some sort of homo, bro? You wanna like talk about kidnapped kids? Man, that's lame, bro. Why aren't you out here getting ass? Because he's in the file. I wonder if we look up Shia LaBeouf.
You can
Bro,
look it up.
I can look it up right now. Let's find out. What if he's in the files? Because that seems like some in the file. Man, you're lame if you want to talk about the Epstein files. Being paid by somebody.
What's that?
Let's see.
I haven't heard of it. What was it again? Epstein files? Who is Epstein? Never heard of her.
And if you don't know how easy it is to look up the Epstein files, all you have to do is literally go to the Department of Justice website, click on it, confirm that you are in fact 18 years of age, which I am, and then you just go to a search bar. You just go to a little search bar, and then you just search whatever you want.
Now,
Shia LaBeouf.
I was going to say, guess how to say his name. Spell it.
I think I got it right. Oh, fuck. Wait. It's just like talking about movie premieres, right? Let me see. Stone's been filling all over town with Shia LaBeouf and Josh Brolin. So we got an email here. To JEE Vacation. Man, what a fucked email name. Wall Street comes home. Actors. Oh, it's a news article about some sort of news article. Wait, actually, I don't really see. Yeah, no, not super in the files. But all the files haven't been released, have they? So, no, I don't see him really in the file. Let me just make sure one more time. JEE Vacation, brother. Yeah, to Jeffrey Epstein, to Shia LaBeouf.
He's mentioned it the same way that a couple other actors have been mentioned, where it's just out of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a movie idea.
There was some kind of movie premiere. It shows here a screening that Shia LaBeouf is in with like a movie with Sam Elliott, Jackie Avicia. Can't pronounce it. I'm fucking it up. Robert Redford, Stanley Tucci. Shout out to Robert Redford. Yeah, no, that's fucking wild. I just think he didn't want to talk about the Epstein files, but in a weird way, like
his lawyer was like, "Don't talk about anything that could possibly be problematic."
I mean, saying that the Epstein files are not important are kind of problematic. There's a significant amount of the United States, Republican and Democrat, that are like, "Hey, kitty diddling is wrong."
Some people are gonna say it's because of his ethnicity, which is fucked up. Like, no.
What? Because of what ethnicity? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. No, I'm serious. I have no idea what you mean.
Oh, you said it earlier that he wasn't white because he was.
Who wasn't white? Because he was. Oh, shut up.
As I said some people are gonna.
You think he had to be down for his boy because it's like Jewish? Well, Shia LaBeouf mentioned several times that he's actually like a Catholic, a devout Catholic.
Yeah, he's a.
But he considers himself in it because he calls himself Jewish. Oh, I'm not, Chicano, but I'm a Jewish guy. Yeah. And so he considers himself, even Jewish people, which I think is a many Jewish people, which I think is a white supremacist talking point, consider themselves not white. They consider themselves other. I think it's I think that's a white supremacist talking point.
I was raised in a white supremacist talking household, and we were told that they were white, but that was because we were told mostly came from Russia, and Russians are white. So Middle Eastern, all of that was considered white unless they were something very specific.
Right.
But no, I was very much raised. We would do a very fun game called Guess the Race, and it was to teach us who was what. And we always played that Jewish people were white. So I mean, at least in the very specific white supremacist cult that I was raised in, Jewish people were white, and they were revered, and they were respected. But I think that's not obviously every white supremacist group, and I do think there is a change in how American white supremacists are seeing Jewish people. I do think in the early 2000s they were seeing more white than they are now.
Right, and there's some other Jewish folks, younger Jewish generation talking, and I've heard a rabbi or two talk about it, about that now they're saying that yes, being Jewish, we are absolutely white, and just because we are this thing doesn't mean we're not also this thing. And so there's a conversation about it. I'm not Jewish.
I'm not Jewish.
So yeah, here's just one other video with Shia LaBeouf, from his tour of New Orleans, which is so weird to think that you can just go to New Orleans, get drunk, and randomly run into the Prince of Mardi Gras, also known as Shia LaBeouf. But here's another video.
I think set off that anger. I mean, boy, I haven't experienced it for a while, but I'll be honest with you, big gay people are scary to me. What do you mean? When I'm standing by myself and 3 gay dudes are next to me touching my leg, I get scared.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. If that's homophobic,
that's homophobic.
Yeah.
It's decently homophobic.
No, it just happened one time.
Recently.
Well, that's why I got arrested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were sort of being groped and surrounded.
I'm not going to say that because my lawyer said, oh, fuck.
My lawyer said.
It's okay, we can go back.
I'm not going to say that because my lawyer said.
I think my dude is on some meth or some shit. He's been all twitchy the whole interview.
And that's the
I
end
do
of
think he's on some sort of stimulant.
On some sort of stimulant. And moving around furniture and picking at shit.
Moving back to
I've never seen someone so restless.
And then I think he did some gay
before.
shit, some low key gay shit, drunk and messed up.
My kid, or I'm good with gay. Be gay over there though. Don't be gay in my lap.
So you feel like
why is anyone in your lap, Sean?
Possessed in a way.
Why is the guy in your lap?
Or challenge your girl, your kid, if someone gets in the way of what they want to do.
Yeah, if somebody, there's personal space type stuff, which gets weird it's Mardi Gras. That's why, bro. I was drunk and it's Mardi Gras. So everything I'm saying is nonsense. It's Mardi Gras,
But it sounds like this complex is really something you noticed for a long time.
I mean, maybe, bro. I mean, my dad was raped by his cousin, so he was in my ear all the time. I don't know, maybe I am. Who the fuck knows, bro? I'm open to whatever somebody wants to say. It didn't feel like that when it happened. Look, and this is the worst thing to say, and I'm not gonna say it. I never had no problem with gay people, never. I remember paying for people's transition surgery when I was fucking around the internet.
But that's not that's not gay though. There's trans and that's.
You don't seem like a homophobic.
He's just saying that's all.
But I don't know. I'm open to whatever. If somebody's got more information on the subject, then let me know. I know I'm fucking deep off into the Bible. I know what the Bible says
about
homosexuality.
What does it say?
No.
It says no.
You can do whatever you want.
Jesus said no. That guy said no.
There's one tiny passage in the Bible that everyone takes
a traditional Catholic and let's say a more progressive Christian.
I really fuck with the Bible. My side is this.
Really
my
fuck with the
behavior,
Bible.
bullshit. I gotta deal with that. Does that mean I gotta go to rehab again? I'm just not into it, bro. I don't think my answer's
bro, the entire time. Because remember, we watched the whole interview. He just really doesn't want to go back to rehab. He really doesn't want to stop drinking and
partying. I have a
partying.
drinking problem. I think I have a different problem, and I'm gonna address it.
And what's that problem?
I think I have a small man complex.
I also think he has an anger. Some sort of
I don't
anger.
know what it is.
Anger
I think
issue.
it's something that has to do with anger and ego more so than my drinking. But that's where I'm at now on my journey, and I'm trying to navigate it. I'll figure it out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not just drinking; it's trauma.
Trauma plus drinking is doing bad things to him emotionally.
I have no idea what happened.
Did somebody bail you out?
I have no idea, bro. I know Thundercat tried to get it going. Steven and me are very close. I know him from school. He tried to send his people out, and I love you very much. That's a good man. Cuddy did the same thing. So I had these assistants. I didn't know these names of these people, but they showed up at the court or the jail trying to get me out. And then the bailiff or the jailer was like, "Hey, do you know Stacy or Shirley?" And I didn't know none of these people. So she said, "Should I just tell them to go?" She did, and then I just left on my own. I don't know who paid for what. I know that somebody told me there's like I'm not reading none of it, but bro, there's a lot of clout chasing going on in this motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Like people trying to take credit for
bro,
getting
let him live, bro. God bless him. Good people.
So you got out of jail, like not even knowing who paid the bond?
No, I don't know what it is. No.
And what'd you do when you were first fresh out?
I went right back to the fucking French Quarter.
Right back to getting lit.
Let's go, gang!
It was about to be the fucking Zulu parade. Come on, dude. It's the
parade. Did I see you had papers in hand?
Yeah, he still had his papers.
Like you know what I'm saying? He's trash.
He's a drunk tank.
There
was like 50 people in the drunk tank.
So yeah, he just spent the night in the drunk tank. What a fucking menace to New Orleans. What a fucking menace.
That man said, "I'm gonna get all the culture."
What a fucking menace. I would say, man, I think he's going to take this moment. I've already seen like a Shia LaBeouf TikTok pop up with all the clips from this. The video that this is already reached like 1.3 million when we saw it last. Reached 1.3 million on Channel 5, which is crazy. And I think he's using this as a way to stay in the media. We always be talking about Shia LaBeouf. Have you ever noticed, like,
a couple years, every couple years,
like a year or two go by, and then we hear Shia LaBeouf did some wild, terrible shit, and we can't help but watch. We can't help but watch Shia LaBeouf do some wild, terrible shit.
The last movie I remember watching him in was the Kingdom of the Skull Crystal.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah. That was the last thing I remember seeing him in.
I don't remember what I saw him in last. I kind of don't watch. I don't necessarily. I like him. I
saw his Transformers movie.
I like him as a thing in nature that exists as like a natural force.
Oh no! I think the last thing I actually saw him.
But I don't like him as a person.
What was the World War II movie in the tanks? He was in that one.
Oh, Fury.
Fury was the last one I saw him in.
Yeah, by David Ayer, same guy who did a lot of Train Day.
He's like, I found Jesus on that set.
Yeah, that was by having his tooth pulled out because his character was Christian.
Yeah,
and so he went super method. He always goes very, 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 very method, which is.
So then he became a Christian menace.
Its own fucking thing.
After Fury.
But no, he's been a menace to New Orleans. I keep seeing videos on TikTok of him just out there living his best, like a spirit of New York, chasing ass. Chasing ass, cuz chasing ass.
Who says that but your worst uncle? Everyone's worst uncle, gang, chasing ass.
What you be doing out here? You know I ain't doing that. I'm chasing ass.
Chasing ass, drinking. Being a menace to society.
I don't be caring about the FC shit. I'm chasing that. It did seem the entire interview though, like his media training would kick in. He'd be talking too candidly.
And then he'd be like, and I can't talk about that.
And he'd be too scared to answer a question.
I'm about to say something a little bigoted.
I do think Shia LaBeouf is low-key using the... Oh, I know the last movie I saw him in. It was Cityopolis or Metropolis or whatever that movie, the Francis Ford Coppola movie.
I did not see that one.
Starring Adam Driver, and he plays like kind of an antagonist figure in it. He's also kind of doing a little drag thing.
I missed that one.
You know, I think that he's low-key, as someone who is of the queer community, as someone who is openly bisexual, I would say I think he's a little bisexual. I think he's a little bi-curious. And that's why he has these weird opinions about gay men and stuff. And because
I doubled down and found Jesus.
A little bit. But that was the last movie. I think that's what it is.
And God says, nah.
He's doubling down. And I also think he's on drugs. And he needs... the entire time the interviewer is trying to get him to get to, like, maybe you should stop drinking so much, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew,
he's like, nah.
The guy from Channel 5, he's like, no, you know, in some cultures... And he says this thing, you know, in some cultures, you know, they encourage drinking. Like, in Native American culture, German culture. And he just goes all these things. And, you know, he's like a white dude that wants to be black or wants to be Chicano or something. And so, but he's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch.
I hate that he's so fun to watch. I don't really fuck with him, but I'm still tuning in. Would I grab a drink with him? I think so. I think I grab a drink with him.
I wouldn't drink with him.
Like
there's
a small amount of charisma that
there's a multitude of celebrities that I would not have.
But I can
with.
save him.
No,
but I can
stop saving whores. It's not.
But I can save him.
Out here saving hookers.
And you know, this
again.
coincides along with his divorce from Mia Goth. You know, they're divorcing. His wife wants him to go to rehab. They're doing their own thing.
He wants to drink a lot of alcohol.
And he wants to keep drinking alcohol, which is not great, but
has recently been ruled carcinogenic.
We have all been okay. So now that we are done with Shia LaBeouf, we're gonna go into the last segment, which is, hey JC, that's great that you just kind of. Hey JC, my wife has a hobby of looking up foods that are fucking terrible for you. So there's a lot.
Not a hobby.
It feels like it is, and foods that are just garbage for you that you shouldn't eat. There's poison in everything. And every day I hear from my wife, hey, do you know this new thing that's fucking garbage and terrible? We can't eat this anymore. We can't eat the seasoning. It's got Roundup in it. You can't eat this. It's got this. It causes cancer. So this segment is food that your family shouldn't eat or buy by JC Reed. What's the newest thing that is terrible to consume?
Okay, so I have bad news about the meat industry. This includes,
oh my god.
This includes chicken, turkey, and pork. We don't eat pork, but we do eat chicken and
What's
turkey.
happening?
And this is gonna screw with our ability.
What's happening to the good people?
Well, it's bad for workers in the meat industry, along with the animals we consume.
What's happening?
It's bad in multitudes of ways. So, it used to be that there was this thing called
regulations.
And these regulations by the good Lord Donald Trump are being removed, and he has declared that he is going to change the amount of animals you can process in a minute. So they're going to speed up the factory lines for chicken, turkey, and pork. So it used to be that you were only allowed to break down like a certain amount of hogs per minute. Now it is an unlimited number of hogs per minute.
No, red meat was always bad.
It was always bad, but now it's gonna be worse, kids. You thought your meat was bad? Holy Jesus, it's gonna get terrible.
Does that include
chicken? Was 150 or something. Pull up the numbers for real quick. It was already gross. Now it is grosser.
Great.
We already kind of knew that chicken and poultry and turkey and pretty much everything that you're touching meat-wise was getting worse. You can tell. You can look at the quality. You can see that.
So what am I looking up specifically here?
Donald Trump changes.
Meat regulations.
Meat packing line regulations.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad.
As of early 2026, Trump administration has implemented significant deregulation to the meat industry to lower consumer cost and boost production efficiency. Here's an article from Vox.
This one. Yeah.
Create a free. No, I won't create an account. Damn you, Vox.
But it's that is what you're wanting.
Let me see if I can go. News.
News. It's the number of chickens you can process per minute is being changed, the number of turkeys, and the number of pork.
Cool.
Increased processing speeds. So yeah, here we go. So if you Google if you just type in increased processing speeds.
Increased processing speeds for meat.
And this is bad also for the people who work on those lines because their job was already taxing and now it is about to be more taxing.
Beef processing fees and overall meat production costs in the United States are rising significantly, driven by a combination of high demand and historically small cattle herd and increased operation expenses.
What I read had nothing to do with beef. It was the chicken production. It was the processor. Did you type in processing?
Yeah, I did.
Hold on, Alexander. We love you. You can't be in shock.
Alex, stop. No. Okay. Outside. Here, you can have a hug outside of the shop. Nope.
No, I will be with you in a few minutes.
Alex, stop. Alex.
All right, we'll pause it real quick.
Alex, stop.
We'll just cut this. Hey, you have to go to your room and go watch. Love you. Go and shut the door. We're almost done.
Literally, I'm gonna cut it here in a minute. All right, let's give it.
All right.
I can't find it.
It was that Vox number.
Oh, it was the Vox thing. I'll put it up.
But yeah, so we'll look up the numbers very specifically. But yeah, so they have increased the numbers, and what that means is that your meat is about to become way more dangerous because they're going to be processing so many things at a time that they won't catch stuff.
That's going to be fun.
So yeah, so our meat is about to go down. So that is the fun, gross thing of the week.
Hey, we can't afford to regulate our food.
What is the book? The book that talks about the horrors of the meatpacking industry.
I don't know.
That should be. I'll pull it up. But that should be mandatory. Everyone in college and high school should have to read it. And it should also be that every legislature that wants to have this happen should also have to read it. They should have to quote it by heart.
We can't afford to house our homeless people. We can't afford healthcare. We can't afford decent infrastructure in our country.
We can afford to do $2 million Hellfire missiles.
But we can afford to go to war with another country right now.
For what is it good for? Money!
Hey, listen, everybody. We're getting ready to shut it down. If you had a good time hanging out with me and my wife, right, on the Reed Family Podcast, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I've always wanted to say that. Like and subscribe, brah. If you had a good time with us, yeah, keep on following. Following for more is what I see on my TikTok all the time. But yeah, we had a good time hanging out with you.
If you have a good time hanging out with us.
Hey, in the comments, tell us topics and things you want us to talk about. We plan on coming out with these every week.